Hello everyone, my name is João Cardoso. I'm a postdoc at the University of Florida in Waimama, and my advisor is Dr. Age Harder. And today I'm going to present one of our research named as Planting Hole Application of Compost, Improve Establishment Growth, Fertilizer Nutrient Use Efficiency, and Yield in Tomato Grown in a Subtropical Sandy Soil. Well, there are a lot of challenges with sandy soil. For example, they have large pores, low clay content, limited lateral water movement, as well as low organic matter. These things mean this kind of soil has low water retention, low nutrient retention, non-uniform water and nutrient distribution, so it's a little tricky to work on this kind of soil. To overcome that problem, we can use compost as a soil amendment, as organic fertilizer. Compost is a material that can improve the water retention, nutrient retention, and organic matter in a soil. And because the compost is organic fertilizer, the nutrient in it can be released slowly and also improve the beneficial microorganisms in the soil and its diversity. However, there are factors limiting the use of compost. For example, its fast decomposition. The fast decomposition can be a problem because the heat can turn the nutrient into gas. Also, the leaching. The leaching is a problem in sandy soils because this kind of soil cannot hold the nutrient very well. Another problem is the cost. The cost can be around 400 to 1200 per acre plus delivery fee when we have to apply around 10 tons per acre, which increases a lot the production cost. One of the methods to overcome that problem is the planting hole application. The planting hole application can maximize the root compost contact and also decrease the application rate by increasing the nutrient use efficiency. Regarding the conventional fertilization for tomatoes, first we apply nitrogen pre-plant incorporation at the rate of 56 kg per hectare. Then we apply the band fertilizer at the shoulder of the bed at the rate of 78 kg per hectare, and then we install the drip irrigation and inject nitrogen through the drip irrigation at the rate of 110 kg per hectare from the week 5th to the 11th. The objective was to evaluate the soil properties, nutrient use efficiency, and yield of tomato under pre-plant rates of soluble nitrogen associated with compost placed in a planting hole. In a 2021 fall season trial, we used the fresh marked tomato. The variety was the HM 1823, and the soil was classified as a Mayaca fine sandy soil, 97% of sand, which is a spotosol in West Central Florida. The experimental design was a split plot design. The main plot was the nitrogen pre-plant incorporation at the rates of 0, 28, and 56 kg per hectare, and the subplot was the compost planting hole application at the rate of 0, 10, 20, and 40% of the planting hole field. Those rates are equivalent to 0, 1, 3, and 6 kg per hectare of nitrogen. This table shows the nitrogen treatments, and as you can see in the red box shows the regular farm activity application, so you can pause and see exactly the amount of nitrogen in each treatment. And this table shows the compost report analysis. You can pause the video and check out the amount of each nutrient in the compost, as well as organic matter, total carbon, and pH. this kind of compost is made from the residual of organic matter from backyard, from yard of the people who lives in the county. So here's the results. So we measured the electrical conductivity at the planting hole and 5 centimeters far from the planting hole. And as you can see, the highest EC was verified at the highest planting hole application rate of compost. However, we did not see any significant effect 5 centimeters far from the planting hole. That means the effect is localized. We also measure canopy area using overhead photos. So this slide shows all treatments and images processed. As you can see, without nitrogen pre-plant incorporation and nitrogen equivalent to 3 kilograms per hectare, the increase is 110%. However, when we apply nitrogen pre-plant incorporation at the rate of 28 and 56%, the increase is lower. And when we compare the regular farm activity and the planting hole application nitrogen equivalent to 3 kilograms per hectare, the increase is 19%. Regarding the nitrogen uptake, as you can see, the main effects increased nitrogen uptake. But if you compare bed mix at 50 pounds per acre and planting hole application of compost at 20%, they have similar values. However, when you have a look at nitrogen use efficiency, they have different pattern. Increasing bed mix application rate decrease nitrogen use efficiency. However, increasing planting hole application rates of compost increased nitrogen use efficiency. This is because the amount of nitrogen in a compost is lower than in a bed mix. However, the nitrogen uptake in both main factors are similar. Concerning marketable yield, as you can see, increasing planting hole application rate from 0 to 20% increased marketable yield by 17%. Marketable yield was affected only by compost at 20%. It's important to note that the combination between nitrogen pre-plant incorporation rate at 0 kilograms per hectare and planting hole application rate at 20% shows similar tomato yield compared to the pre-plant incorporation rate of nitrogen at 56 kilograms per hectare without compost application. This means we can save soluble nitrogen by applying compost in a planting hole. So, by applying 22% less nitrogen, we obtain higher canopy protected area while having no significant difference in the total marketable yield. In conclusion, the compost planting hole application is a highly effective strategy to improve the efficacy of compost in a subtropical sandy soil, saving high amount of compost compared to the regular application. Also, this compost application method can enhance tomato establishment and yield, which is very important, as well as nitrogen uptake and nitrogen use and efficiency, minimizing the use of pre-plant nitrogen fertilizer. I'd like to thank all collaborators and lab members who make this project happen. Also, I'd like to thank the Live Soil, which provided compost to conduct this study. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, please write below in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer you.